For a long time, I felt like I needed to be polished. I was rough around the edges, our carpenter's unfinished work, but not too polished. Otherwise, everyone would know I was a mariposa. Everyone might know that I was a faggot. For a long time, I thought I needed to be cured. A plague tainted my essence. So my father bathed me in a river while my mother dried me with her hair. But I was never entirely cleaned. I was never entirely absolved for the sins I committed, for not being macho enough, for the sins I committed, for the sins I'd yet to commit, for being a little too puto. Because as a child, I moved my hips to Shakira. I sang flirtatiously with Alicia Villarreal. I denounced machismo with Paquita. And I mourned being lost in the borderlands with Selena. For a long time, I was called Citlaltépetl, Citlali, a carefree, bright star in my own world. Tepetl. I was a young mountain towering over colonized land. I was a goddess. I was Guadalupe, dressed in pink silk, black cinch around my waist. The cosmos enveloped me. Whiteness was my halo. Yet for a long time, that same time, I was entombed. My tongue spewed gendered venom. My hands forged metal cages, iron cages. My mind appropriated violence. My nails clawed at the inside of a coffin, a caterpillar inside a cocoon. A carefree child screaming to get out. So for a long time, Malinsin wept for me. Malinsin, my mother, dominated, supposedly protected by a man, the same man who reprimanded me for not being macho enough, for resembling a mariposa. But that man's fists, those men's fists confuse me. Who am I supposed to be? What am I supposed to be? How am I supposed to be? Why am I supposed to be? You see, it was layers upon layers, a stratovolcano just waiting to erupt. Because the land where I come from is a land of volcanoes. It is a land of explosive men, men who erupt every time I speak a little too feminine. So for a long time, I believed abuse was protection. I believed my gender fuckery was sinful. I believed I had to be cured. I believed whiteness was holy. I was 17 when I met someone. Every time he twisted my words, I believed he was restoring balance to me. Every time he put his white hands on me, I believed he did it out of care for me. Every time he forced his penis inside of me, every time he made me come in his mouth, every time he grabbed my body a little too hard, I believed he did it out of love for me. And for a long time, violence meant love. Rape meant love. For a long time, I was Iztaccíhuatl, Iztac. I was covered in snow, white oozing out of me, dripping down my leg like the ashes of a tired volcano. The gender-fucked deity inside of me shook with fear. She shook with resentment. He shook with rage. They screamed manically. For a long time, that same time, the world was still. My body was frozen. There was sand beneath my feet as I stood witnessing the conquest of my land. I felt their penises, I felt their hands, I felt his breath on my cheek as the white man whispered, "I love you," into my ear. But at the same time, I could hear my ancestors' battle cries in the distance, preparing for war to break out from inside of me. An explosion of sacred violence, breaking free from that man, breaking free from those white men who caged me, who colonized my land, who violated my culture, who abused my essence. I could feel my ancestors' hands holding me as my glaciers melted, and my nails drove deep into my cage, magnolias wilted, blood dripped down my arms like rubies turning to gold dust. A sacred offering, Popocatépetl, an ancient smoking mountain, is bursting to life inside of me, waiting to erupt. I can feel my ancestors' hands wiping my tears as I mourn the destroyed fields of maize, as I mourn the invasion of my sacred temple. My edges are roughed and unpolished. My edges will remain rough and unpolished. I am breaking free from the iron cage that a white man constructed, an iron cage I did not choose. I am exiting my cocoon, a beautiful non-binary mariposa, a beautiful Latinx faggot, a fucking pansexual butterfly. My nails are polished. My skin is covered in gold dust. My eyes are made of jade. My soul is made of decolonized galaxies. Vivacious colors pour from out of me. Iridescent lights envelop me. I am called Oyotecatl. I taste sweet cacao on my tongue, a decadent something that is consumed by the gods. So tell my father, tell my puppy, tell my daddy that I am a queen, because for a long time, the man he tried to cure was me. Thank you.